Hi, my second grade friends. I have another story to share with you today. This one is a version of the Goldilocks and the Three Bears, and this one is called Believe Me, Goldilocks Rocks. And it's the story of the three bears retold by Baby Bear's point of view. So as you're listening to the story, I want you to be thinking of similarities and differences between this story and the more traditional version I read to you yesterday. First things first, my name is not Baby Bear, it's Sam, and I'm not nearly as wee or small or tiny as people think. And Goldilocks, ever since she broke into my house, she's been one of my best buddies. It's true that she takes a lot of chances, but she's not a bad kid. At least, no worse than me. Let me tell you the real story, and you'll see. It all started when I was complaining about my breakfast. Porridge again, I said. The next thing I knew, we were all out the door for a walk. Dad, also known as Papa Bear, grumbled something like, "He'll eat if he's hungry enough." At first I lagged behind. "Stay where we can see you, Baby Bear," called Mom, aka Mama Bear. I ran ahead. "Not so fast, Baby Bear," called Dad. I stopped my foot. "My name is Sam." Then I ducked into the woods and took my secret shortcut home. When I reached our house, I heard a voice. Someone was inside. I didn't know what to do. Should I run to Mom and Dad for help, or should I chase off the intruder myself? Baby Bear would have made a run for it, but not Sam. I peeped through the kitchen window. A girl was taking pictures with her cell phone. "Ha! This will teach Little Red Riding Hood to not double dare me," she muttered. "Goldilocks does not lose at truth or dare." She paused in front of the porridge bowls. "Ew," she said. I liked her already. Goldilocks took a picture of herself in my dad's chair, then my mom's chair. "You want proof, little Miss Hoodie?" she said. "Here it is." Next, she took a picture of herself in my chair. When she got up, the chair stuck to her rear. She waddled around. She jumped up and down. Finally, she gave the chair a good whack, and it came off in pieces. "Oops," she said. "There goes my allowance." See, she meant to pay us back. Not that I cared. That chair was way too small for me, too. Upstairs, Goldilocks slipped off her shoes, which was very thoughtful of her, and took some video of herself jumping on my dad's bed and my mom's bed. "I can't believe I'm doing this," she giggled. Now, jumping on the bed is not allowed in my house. This was my one and only chance to get away with it. I tapped at the window. "Heck!" Goldilocks shrieked. "Let me in," I begged. "I won't tell." Goldilocks opened the window and we introduced ourselves. She apologized for breaking in. We were really quite civilized. Then we jumped and jumped and jumped and jumped until we heard my mom calling from the woods, "Baby Bear, where are you?" Goldilocks raised an eyebrow. "Baby Bear?" she asked. "Seriously?" "Never mind," I said. "Here's my plan." I ran downstairs just as my parents were coming in. "Baby Bear," Mom exclaimed. "Thank goodness you're okay." "There's an intruder upstairs," I said. You know better than to go around making up stories," Dad said. They sat down to eat their porridge, their cold, dried-out porridge. I brought in my broken chair. "See, the intruder did this." "What a naughty thing to do," Dad said. "Wrecking a perfectly good chair just to get our attention?" "But I saw her," I insisted. "Come on." I tugged them upstairs and showed them the messy covers on their beds. Baby Bear, you know that jumping on beds is a big no-no, Mom scolded. But the intruder, I said, pushing them towards my room. And as soon as we reached my bed, boo! Goldilocks yelled. What happened next was priceless. Run, Dad cried. To our safe place, Mom screeched. And if we don't make it, I love you both with all my heart. I made sure they saw me chasing Goldilocks through the woods. In between her fake screams and my pretend growls, we traded phone numbers. Mom and Dad were so impressed with my courage that they gave me everything I asked for. A bigger chair, spicy breakfast burritos instead of porridge, and a promise to stop calling me Baby Bear. Well, there was one thing I didn't get. Can I jump on the beds just once in a while, I asked. No, my parents said, absolutely not. Hey, it was worth a try. Now, I have some questions that I want you to think about comparing this version of Goldilocks and the Three Bears and the traditional version I read to you yesterday. So I want you to listen to these questions. Then when I'm done reading you the question, I want you to pause the video and think about it. Maybe talk about it with Mom or Dad or your brother or sister who's at home with you. And then you can play the video again and listen to my next question. I have 5 questions to ask you. So here's the first one. I want you to think about it. Read a classic version of Goldilocks and the Three Bears and compare it to Sam's version. What are some things that happened in this story that didn't happen in the classic version? What are some things that happened in this classic story that didn't appear in this one? So I want you to pause the video for a moment and think about that. All right, glad you're back. Here's another question. Most versions of Goldilocks and the Three Bears are told from an invisible narrator's point of view, but this version is told from Baby Bear's point of view. Which point of view do you think is more true, and why? Talk about that question real quick. All right, here's your next question. How do you think this story would be different if it was told from another character's point of view? What if Mama Bear told the story, Papa Bear told the story, or Goldilocks? How would their points of view be different? What would they talk about? And here's your next question. Sam doesn't think that Goldilocks was a bad kid, even though she broke into his house. Do you agree with this or disagree with this? And then why? Think about that for a moment and talk about it with somebody at home. And here's your last question I want you to think about. What do you think would happen if Sam had run back to his parents instead of seeing what Goldilocks was up to? Think about that one for a moment as well. I hope you enjoyed this version of Goldilocks and the Three Bears, and I have one other version to share with you tomorrow. So tune back in tomorrow, and I can't wait to read that version to you. See you later, second grade friends.